Alright, in this video I'll be discussing the video on an arrest in Rochester, New York during July of 1964. So first I wanted to talk about how I never heard of these riots before, but I'm also not really surprised that I didn't. I talked about a little bit in the written post about how I'd never heard about the Black Panthers being, some of their movements being beneficial. Mostly I heard negative things towards them in my history classes. So I'm not surprised I never heard about these riots either, and I never heard about a lot of the topics that we discussed in this class. So, that being said, I was interested to learn about it, and I thought it was enlightening. As you can probably guess and see, I am a white male, so oftentimes it's not really associated with discrimination, but I have been discriminated against before for jobs. I love working with kids. That's part of the reason why I'm in a math education program here at NC State. But I have been discriminated against in the past trying to get a job with a group that will work with children because I'm a male, and I'm like 6'1" on a good day, and about like 225. So I'm a pretty big guy, and some of the words that I got were, well, we don't feel comfortable with a guy of your size working with kids, or we don't feel comfortable because you're a guy, period, working with children. And I know how that made me feel. And on top of all of that, the people in Rochester were dealing with poverty and overall persecution on an everyday basis. So I can't even imagine what they were going through at this time. And so really, it's no surprise to me that riots did occur during this time. And people usually think of riots as like a one-time occurrence. And usually it's like, when I think of the word riot, I think of like a 4 or 5 hour event, and this was 3 days. This was over 1,000 people arrested, and this should tell all of us something about the problems that were occurring in this city. I mean, these are big time issues that these people were facing, and in a way, the riots probably actually helped drive attention to them and get problems resolved. I know that a lot of change didn't really happen shortly after the riots, but this probably helped spark movement and thinking towards the future. I think that, in my opinion, this event should probably be talked about in classrooms across all states, not only because of the impact that these riots had, but also that, I have math education, but everyone always says history repeats itself. So it's our jobs as educators to really teach our next generation good and bad things that happened, so that way we can repeat the good things, but also get rid of the bad things. So yeah, that's all I have to say.